We are moments away from President Trump greeting the American teacher who just touched down on U.S. soil after 3 years inside of a Russian prison. Stand by for that. We'll bring it to you as soon as it happens. But first, Trump's docket is growing. The president is now the defendant in dozens of cases challenging his legal authority to remake the law and life as he sees it. Elon Musk is Trump's instrument of destruction, and he has some thoughts on that subject. Democracy in America is being destroyed by judicial coup. An activist judge is not a real judge. That's what he wrote on X. Trump also sounded a very similar tone today.
If a judge does block one of your policies, part of your agenda, will you abide by that ruling? Will you comply?
Well, I always abide by the courts, and then I'll have to appeal it. But then what he's done is he slowed down the momentum. And it gives crooked people more time to cover up the books. The answer is, I always abide by the courts, always abide by them, and will appeal. But appeals take a long time.
Joining us in our fifth seat at the table is Nick Ackerman. He's a former assistant special Watergate prosecutor and a former assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. And Nick, this is, in my view, and maybe you agree with me, how the system is supposed to work, and it seems like Trump gets it. Well,
he does, at least his statement, he gets it. But what he doesn't get is in the execution of it. That's why he's got so many lawsuits. I mean, he's basically out there taking over the Article I job of funding agencies. He's taking away programs, and he's taking away what Congress has funded, and essentially making himself the legislature and the executive. And that's why there are 12 lawsuits out there right now. I mean, he may talk the talk about appealing things, but he's taking it over the edge. What he's doing is unconstitutional.
Well, they're testing the boundaries of what is
well, it's not just the boundaries. He's just testing what is basic American law.
Yeah, and civics. And if you went to
which only works
10th grade and took, government classes, this is what you learn.
The whole system of checks and balances only works if people abide by it and believe in it. That's why we talk about rule of law in countries overseas, and in many places it's a joke. Right? Courts do things and executives don't enforce it, and legislatures do whatever they feel like doing. The courts don't have their own enforcement mechanism.
Well, that's
so
not
this really
necessarily
is
true.
the test. Well, the U.S. Marshals, right? If the Supreme Court says something,
if I was a judge and I wanted to get somebody in my courtroom, I'd get a bench warrant out to him. I'd have the guy hauled in.
But are you going to do that?
Of course you would do that.
Cabinet members, I would like. Are the federal judges appointed by Trump? Are Supreme Court judges actually going to do that?
Supreme Court judges don't do that. It's district court judges.
These are the norms that are being tested, is my point.
No, but it's district court judges who have the power to bring people in, get facts, and make a determination after they get all of the facts.
And who's going to enforce the determination?
Here's what I think is a joke. That you have these partisan hack Democrat attorney generals. They get together, and the only thing they know how to do is try to nullify the results of the last election by venue shopping these district court judges. They find the most lunatic liberals they can. They file lawsuits knowing full well they're going to try to usurp the president's authority, tie this up in court for years. Donald, I hope you're happy.
Lunatic liberal judges like a George W. Bush appointee, like a Ronald Reagan appointee, like a Donald Trump appointee, like another Ronald Reagan appointee, like another George W. Bush appointee.
But to finish my point,
all of those lunatic liberal Republican appointees.
Yeah, and look what the Republicans do all the time.
I hope you are happy with Donald Trump today, because you wanted last night, more than anything, for him to say he'll abide by the courts and go through the appeals process. I hope you're happy.
That's literally the very first thing that I said.
I'm a little unhappy, but I hope you're happy.
Donald Trump, hold on, let me just make this very plain. Donald Trump is right.
Hey!
You appeal, you take it to the courts, you appeal the decision. Yeah. Maybe you're mad about it. You're mad because it slows the process down, but you abide by the court decision. And Scott, you should listen to Donald Trump.
This is what they tried before, tying him up against the will of the election.
There are a couple of points I want to make, two points. The first is the bar is in hell for Donald Trump. The bar of expectation we have for the president of the United States is in hell, because all he did today was simply state that he was going to follow the rule of law, something that we should expect from everybody who puts their hand on it.
Scott said that he shouldn't.
But I'm just telling everyone who is championing and cheering the fact that he said I'm not going full Andrew Jackson should understand that this is something that everyone should do, Democrat or Republican, who's an elected official in this country. That's one. Two, the fact that Scott and Elon Musk today just want to just set aside the rule of law or bastardize these. As you went down the list, I was going to go down the list, but these individuals who were appointed by Reagan, by Bush.
How about the guy
by
in New
Trump.
York?
But I'm
How
not.
about the guy
But I'm
in Rhode
not.
Island?
But I'm not done yet.
Why do you leave
I'm not
it
done.
out? Why do you leave it out?
But that's 2 of 12. I'm not done yet. The other thing is, you accuse all of these individuals, these attorney generals like Aaron Ford, right? You accuse the attorney general like not Josh Stein, but Jeff Jackson in North Carolina, who are actually fighting for their constituents. But I didn't hear you say those things when the Mississippi Attorney General, Alan Wilson in South Carolina, were doing everything they can to stop things like student loan forgiveness, et cetera, day in and day out when Joe Biden was president of the United States. And what they're doing, making sure that, we know if Elon Musk has access to your personal information at Treasury.
You're obsessed with this.
I'm not obsessed. I just want to know what the hell he's
Look at what
doing.
the actual issue is here.
I want to know what the hell he's
Hold
doing.
on,
The
Bakari.
real issue is that Donald Trump has gone in there and decided that he was going to violate the Constitution.
Okay,
he
that's
goes in
not
and
what
makes a
happened.
ridiculous argument about the 14th Amendment, that obviously if you're born in the United States, unless you're born to a diplomat, you are a U.S. citizen. That is the law. It's been the law. But yet he's fighting this in court. So he's taken on something that's totally absurd. Then he goes on and he gets rid of USAID, which is a total, it's been in existence since 1960. President Kennedy put it in. Every president, including George W. Bush, used it to save 25 million people in Africa from AIDS. And you just can't abolish it. I learned this when I was 11 years old. There's a Congress that has the power of the purse. There's a
Government only ever
Congress-
gets bigger. It never gets smaller. Is that the
There is
idea?
a Congress
No,
that
it gets
has the
smaller
power
and
of
it
the
gets
purse. That's
bigger,
just a
but it-
fact.
No,
Go
it's
ahead,
just,
Emily.
what's the point of the election if all they're going to do is try to disrupt, break the momentum of every single thing that we voted for him to do? Let's be honest with ourselves. We'd be lying to all of our viewers if we are going to sit here and pretend that a lot of these judges are opening cases on the silliest things, from Trump deciding to take, a sex change page off the website, or they're trying to block the Treasury's access to data, or the silliest things just to break
There's
up the
nothing
momentum.
silly about blocking that data. That data
Why
is
shouldn't they have
absolutely
access for
sacred.
auditing?
I mean, how important it is.
government?
Yeah, to the government and to every
they need the
American
access to
citizen
it.
who's got their information in there, social security numbers, their tax numbers. That stuff is sacrosanct. And you've got people going in there
these are
who don't
appointees.
know anything about that system.
These are also just
Elon
restraining
Musk
orders.
doing this.
They're
He knows
asking for
nothing
more-
about
they're,
this.
They're
And
asking
the
for more
danger-
information. They
But
can,
we
One
know
at a
what
time.
long it gets
Guys,
held up
one
in
second,
court.
one at a time.
They
please,
can
Bakari.
litigate this in court. See, that's what I'm saying. That this is the process. They're not saying that this is done forever.
It's
These
not
are
a process. It's a personal vendetta
No,
against
it's a
Trump.
process. It's called the
Treasury
rule of
shouldn't have
law.
access to
It's
the data.
called the
It doesn't make
judiciary
Can I
system.
respond to Nick? It strikes me that what you just said is so profound. You said these people don't know anything and they don't know what they're doing.
That's right.
But they're
people I'm talking
appointees.
about
But
Elon Musk.
I understand. But they are appointees of the duly elected president. So your view, you're here as our legal expert, but your view is because you don't personally believe they know enough that the duly elected president, who appointed a Treasury Secretary and who appoints special appointees like Elon Musk, shouldn't be able to act as the president because you don't personally believe they know enough?
Well, they
Is that how
certainly
it works?
No.
Or
Yeah,
do
well-
elections mean anything to you?
Well, it's got nothing to do with elections.
Of course
the
it
fact
does.
of
He's
the-
doing
the fact
exactly
of the
what we
matter
voted
is
for.
The truth was
there
told
is a
tonight,
law.
So,
The
guys,
truth was
guys,
told.
hold on one second. I really want us to speak one at a time. Nick, you can respond.
Yeah, I mean, look, the data is a whole different thing. Elon Musk is going in with young kids who know nothing about the system. They're not using the people that are actually been there for years upon years, know how the system works. If you go in there and you start copying things, you can basically destroy what's there. They're not, the
All
problem
right,
is
guys,
people are
we're going
concerned.
to listen in. We're watching the White House now as President Trump is about to greet American Mark Foley, who has just landed from being detained in Russia.